If you have been watching my channel for any amount of time for the past few weeks, the past month or so, you will know that I cannot go a show without talking about the Lovable platform. It basically helps you build full scale applications. Now, some people argue with me, oh, it can't do that much. It only does so much and stuff like that. And I am here to tell you that it can really build out full scale applications. I've done it myself in parallel multiple times. But this past week, stay with me here. What I figured out, which I'm sure was possible a long time ago, but you know more, you do more. And it's always because of a complication that happens, you end up figuring out new things. But this little thing I'm going to show you, especially if you are technical, maybe you're not the best web developer, but you're really, really good. You can understand the code. This puts you on a whole nother level. You're not just one of those prompting prayers, those prayer prompts, right? Where hopefully this works. No, you get to be real surgical, real targeted, like a drone attack. You get to be like a drone attack when you are building on these platforms. So follow me as I show you what I discovered. Welcome to another episode of Software Explorations, concepts and overviews hosted by your Shruti Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win, or as my bestest friends like to say, I do my very, very best to annoy you to success.
Bruh.
It is what it is. It is what it is. So here's the thing. Here's a really, really cool thing that I discovered. And let me give you a backdrop, right? So I was working on this project with someone. It was a collaboration, their account, not my account. And they gave me access to their account on Lovable. And for the whole time being, I had access to the to the to the code editor, right? And then and then all of a sudden something happened. I don't know what exactly happened with the account, but when I went to go to the code editor, because I understand code, I can recode. Am I the best writing code from scratch? Not the best, not the most patient, right? But the whole code editor, I can't access it anymore. I'm like, what in the world is going on? What am I gonna do? I was stuck because I could write a prompt and Lovable could understand it the way that. Here's a problem with AI, right? I say something and it is the same. Interacting with AI is no different than human relationships, right? I say something, I understand the way that I'm saying it, but then my junior web engineer understands it a totally different way, and it builds it the way that it sees fit, while I'm accepting something else, right? It happens. It happens. But what I can do is, all right, I'll give you the big task. Some things I need to come in there and do it myself. And by me doing it myself, not only does my web development code skills and stuff like that, I get more familiar with TypeScript, all those cool things, right? But I get exactly the way that I want the application built. So I lost access to the code editor, and I went into Lovable's Discord and I said, hey, I used to be able to get access to the code editor, but I'm using it as a team member collaborating on a project, and I don't have it anymore. And I don't know if I ever got a response from Lovable themselves, but someone in the Discord said, just use the GitHub repo to access the code and go from there. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. The very first day that I was using Lovable, I actually pulled in an app. I pulled in the GitHub repo and I made some changes there because it was having trouble. And I don't think on the trial account that I was using at the time, the free account, I had the ability to edit the code at that time, right? Because they don't allow code editor on the free plan. So so I'm like, all right, cool. Let me pull in the code again, and I I was just wondering because I did not understand how Lovable did all this stuff. I just knew I can go in there, I can prompt, I can do the code editor, all of this stuff. But so I asked, I said, well, am I able to run? Because here's what happened. When I'm using Devin, I see Devin is able to start up the app and everything. I'm like, how is Devin able to do this? They're able to connect. I'm like, what are they doing? It doesn't make any sense to me. So here's what happened. I went on Gemini and I said, am I able to do this on Lovable? And they said, yeah, you just go ahead and do it like you would do any other software engineering project. I was like, what? Is that so? Are you telling me that as a token fiend, I get the access to the tokens, but I also get to preserve tokens and do some stuff myself in the code that I know how to do? Let me do this. Like this is a quick hit right here. I don't have to waste a token on something basic. It was absolutely remarkable. I was shocked, right? I was shocked. So they said, yeah, just pull in the repo and do your normal npm install, npm node package manager, and run this command, npm run dev. I was like, what? So I said, you know what? I went out on a mission. I went out to try it for myself. And guess what? Guess what happened?
Are you ready?
You know what? You don't even have stop. You don't even have to guess. You don't even have to guess, because guess what? Tech Coach Ralph is about to show you what happened. And I'll show you how I did it. So here's what I did. Here, let's zoom. Let's switch up. Let's switch up a little bit. All right. We're gonna switch up. Right. We're gonna go over here. Right here, you see my let me make it a little bit smaller. But you see my screen that has my web storm in it, right? My editor. So basically, I said, and this would work with VS Code. It would work with whatever platform, like whatever IDE you're using, right? Even if you're working straight through code, it works the same way. But I say, all right, so this is the app that the homeschool app that you've been seeing me work on for the past month or so, right? Started off with a vibe code and chill session with the Tech Coach Ralph Patreon members. We do those just about every other week inside of the Tech Coach Ralph Patreon. We jump on a Google Meet and we talk and we collaborate, we hang out, have some fun, get a lot of work done. And I answer your questions, show you some strategies like I'm showing you now. We go way more in depth because we're on a Meet call, a Google Meet call, and you can ask me questions directly, and I make sure to answer every single last one of your questions, right? As long as it takes. That's what we do. It's like office hours, right? So if you're interested in joining us in that, techcoachralph.dev, go over there and sign up. You can sign up for free. I allow people to join those meetings for free. The playback, those you have to be here. Just so you know, right? But I would love to see you there. I'd love to interact with you. I'd love to answer your questions. I'd love to give you some strategy, some insight, some game, all of that good stuff, right? Anyways, so this right here, Hive Mind Bloom app, it is inside of my GitHub, and that is the one that we're going to be pulling in, right? So I already have it pulled in. It's already cloned. It's right here, right? And I'm like, there's a README, so I can go ahead and update the README, right? And it gives me the project URL, everything like that. So I'm eventually gonna update the README. But here's the deal. Let me make this smaller so you can see it better. All right, so we don't need this right here, right? Well, actually we do. We do. But what basically we're gonna do, I'm gonna do npm install. You guys know npm install. If you're a web developer, if you've done any type of coding with Node, npm install is the first command. And you can do this from here. Let's say you're not using WebStorm, right? So we're not going to click on this npm install. We're going to do here though. We're going to do npm install right here inside of our terminal, which if you're using VS Code, you have a terminal there as well. Boom, npm install. It's doing its little thing. Done. It's installed, right? And now it adds this package.json file, all that good stuff. And next up, guess what's next? I could just run npm run dev and it'll get started, right? I'll do that. I'll do that for you, right? So let's do that. Boom. Started at localhost 8080. It's using Vite. I'm going to open up a window so you can see. We're going to go to npm, or it's not npm, localhost 8080. What? Did you just see that? And as you can see here, right? Localhost 8080. I am running this application locally. So I can go into the code and make some changes and stuff like that. And then I can go ahead and push it back up to Lovable. So if I do, watch this. So if I take, they're telling me right here, this is my project URL. I'm going to take that, going to put it in here, or not on that one. I'm going to put it in here. Boom. I have my project right here, right? Now I'm gonna show you how remarkable this is. This is God mode. This is God mode for software engineers, right? Why is that? Why is it God mode? Why is it God mode for software engineers? Because, right? It gives you access to the code. It also gives you access to the AI, super base, all that good stuff. So watch this, right? I am going, so before I even do that, right? If you're using an IDE, right? You can also go, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I normally do now. So I'll go here, I'll say configure npm, do this in your respective IDE. I'm going to say dev, I say apply. Okay. So now when I click on the play button, right? Click on this little play button right here, boom, just like that. So if I take this right here and I go over to here, now 8081 has it, 8080, hold on, 8080 has it, 8081 has it, running on my local, just like that. All right, boom, 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 boom. So now watch this, right? So I'm gonna go and edit a file. Let's say we go, and here I'm gonna show you another really quick trick with Lovable that when I found this last week, total game changer for me. You just don't understand, like, because look, I'm gonna show you this, right? What if I want to change this text right here to find your group? Well, I'm not gonna. That's one. I'm gonna just show you locally, right? I'm just gonna show you locally. So in Lovable, the way that they do these identifications is by the file that's calling it and the line number. So it makes it super easy for me and for you to find it in the code. This is genius. This is genius, right? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to say, so in, oops, that's what I do. In WebStorm, I can pull this up by pressing shift 2 times, and I'm going to say index.tsx, and it's going to find the page for me. And now it told me that it's on line 25, and I'm looking for a button. This button, find your hive. Going to go down to line 25, find your hive. I'm going to change that to find your group, right? And I go here, it's automatically going to be updated, and I'm going to go to back over here. If I go to this one, find your group right there. Done. As you can see, I am now wearing a different outfit than I had on from the beginning of the video. Why is that? Well, that is because what I was recording, it was too hot. I had to go change it. I had to say, you know what? It's as Nelly said, it's getting hot in here. So I had to go and change because this was so hot fire. What was going on here? Right. All right. Let me be honest. I had messed up. I had messed up. I didn't notice. So I didn't notice the work that I was doing was on the main branch. Very similar to the time cost calculator issue, where I was working on the wrong branch, and then Devin had to go and fix that for me. But I caught it early because like when I pushed it, I'm like, why isn't this change working? So I cut that part out of the first part of the video, and I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how it's gonna work the right way now. All right, so bear with me. Technical difficulties. All right, so let me go ahead and share the code screen again, and then you'll see what we're gonna be doing. All right, so over the weekend, on our Sunday afternoon stream, we're trying out the application Kilo Code, and so I created a branch to do some unit tests. So I'm going to commit everything up to that branch, git add, then git status, and git commit m. We're gonna say kilo created unit tests, so that way I can keep track of it in Git. And now I'm just gonna push it up as well. That way I'll have it up on GitHub. And now I'm gonna do git clear, and I'm gonna do git clear. I'm gonna do clear, then git branch, and this is the branch that the work was actually on right here, right? So git checkout. All right, now I am going to so I'm going to show you what I was trying to show you before I had to redo this part. All right, so we are going to go over to here. So this is the application, right? And I am going to just say this: find your hive. And I'm looking inside of the developer tools. And the thing about Lovable that I love, no pun intended, is so here it gives you this data love ID, right? This ID of love, right? That's what I call it. I call it the ID of love. So what I'm gonna do, it tells me exactly the location that the file is stored, that the file that's being displayed is stored, or the component, whatever, and the line number. The line number is crazy because a lot of times we do not refactor until way after. We might have lots of lines of code, lots to look for. With some IDs, it's a little bit easier to find things, but this way, you can't compare the way that they're finding this for you. I wish we would implement that a lot more in software development practices, where we can make it easily attainable, easy to find where these things is. But so now that I have this index.tsx, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back over to my IDE WebStorm, and I'm going to say index.tsx, and we're going to look for line 30. We're going to look for line 37. Right here, find your hive, right? So what I want to do, I want to change that to group, just to test it out. And first, I'm going to run this dev. And watch this. Well, I just bring it here so you can see, right? This is running on my local machine, right? And it says find your group. Okay. So, and that's what we want to happen. You know, the same functionality, click on it, you get to this page, but it says find your group, right? If we go back to the actual site, it still says find your hive, correct? See? So now what we're going to do is I am going to say, go to my terminal, say git status, git commit src, the path of the file, right? That was modified. M for my message, and updating text from hive to group for SE test, all right, software expiration test. And I'm going to push it up. All right, now the expectation is when I go to the actual website, right? If we switch over to the actual website that's on the web and I refresh, and there we have it. But that's basically it. That's what I wanted to show you about some cool tips and tricks that I learned using the Lovable platform. I lost access to I was collaborating on a project. I lost access to the code view on that project, and someone in the Discord, in the Lovable Discord, said just use like the Git. So I pulled it into my repo, found out I could start it up locally, and I can make all my changes, see it there, and then push it up. So really cool stuff. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, that's about it. Let me go wrap it up, right? So hopefully if you're using the Lovable platform and you are a tech person, which you might find like difficult to navigate or have to do things through their code mode. Their code mode is not the greatest. I'm gonna say it's quick, but it's not the greatest finding stuff. If you are in tech, then I think, and you're interested in using these platforms, you know how to use IDEs, you know how to use GitHub, you know how to use like write code, then being able to work with the platform and having the AI do a certain task for you and you do certain tasks on your own, I think that puts you in God mode. But that's it. That is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know this video might have been a little crazy, all over the place, wardrobe change and all, but it is what it is. We get the work in, we get the work done. Do me a favor on your way out if you have not done so already. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live, and drop new content as well. TechCodeDrop.dev. We're going to be having a vibe code and chill session over the weekend. I'm going to be working through some applications. At one of my apps, we set a deployment date, a go live date. So let me work through that, answering your questions, all of that good stuff. That's at techcodeDrop.dev. Looking forward to seeing you for our vibe code and chill session over there. All right. But that's it. I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. It's hump day. We're right in the middle of the week. We're on the downside of the week. That means we have to run it up.
Every step I took alone, built a kingdom all my own. No more shadows pulling strings. I am light, I am wings.
I walked away, no chains to bind. I left the past, I cleared my mind. The road was rough, the skies were gray, but I broke free, I found my way.
I walked away, I broke the chain, left behind their endless rain. Tried my best to make it fit, but their world wasn't it. Now I'm free, running strong. I won't look back where I don't belong. Left their weight in the fading dust. Freedom's here and I can trust.
Now I'm free, running strong. I won't look back where I don't belong. Left their weight in the fading dust. Freedom's here and I can trust.
I tried my best, I gave my all, but their world was too small. They couldn't see beyond their walls, so I chose to rise, not let myself fall.
Saw their ways a hollow sound. No real love was ever found. Left them there where they belong. Now my heart beats twice as strong.
Now I'm free, running strong. I won't look back where I don't belong. Left their weight in the fading dust. Freedom's here and I can trust.
Now I'm free, running strong. I won't look back where I don't belong. Left their weight in the fading dust. Freedom's here and I can trust.
Their whispers fade like distant songs. I found my voice where I belong. No anchors now, no shadows stay. I face the sun, a brighter day.
They wanted walls, I wanted skies. I couldn't live their tangled lies. Now I'm soaring, winds at play, dancing light in every way.
Now I'm free, running strong. I won't look back where I don't belong. Left their weight in the fading dust. Freedom's here and I can trust.
Now I'm free, running strong.
laughter of a child. Free from their weight, I can breathe. This is my time to believe. I'm free, I'm running wild, like the laughter of a child. Free from their weight, I can breathe. This is my time to believe.